Hi there and welcome everybody. In this tutorial series I'm going to show you how you can make a dashboard, basically an own storage website where you can upload files, you can see your recent files, how many files you have uploaded in that specific category, or you can just search between all of your files. So let's get started with the registration first. So for this project I'm going to use vanilla JavaScript, PHP, HTML and TailwindCSS. So first let me just quickly install the TailwindCSS. If you don't know how you can install it, you can continue, or if you know how to install it, you can skip to this time in the video. So first you have to come to their website tailwind.css.com, and basically you just have to type these into the terminal and wait a little. After that you make the Tailwind CSS config file. In the config file here in the content you have to write where it will search for the files. With this it will search for all of the HTML, JavaScript and PHP files. Okay, and after that just have to make an input.css file where you have to put this 3 line, and after that you just have to write to the terminal this. With this it will always generate this styles CSS with the CSS classes that we need. So, okay, first we are in this video we are going to start with the registration panel. So I just make a registration.php file. So in this registration.php file we are going to make the style of our registration page. I'm just going to write here registration. I can come here, refresh this, see the registration.php file. So now I will make the whole style of the registration panel. If you want a more detailed video about that, write it down in the comment and I will explain it more, but for now I will just speed up this process. Okay, so with this I basically made the whole design. Let's check it out. Of course I forgot to link the CSS file to this, and now okay, I found the problem. The problem was that there were these spaces and you can't put here these spaces because then it won't recognize the file. So yeah, sorry about that. So now that we have the whole design for the registration page, let's make the backend for that. First I will make a private folder here. I will make a registration PHP in here. I will make a database.php and a functions.php as well. So first in the database I'm going to connect on the database that we don't have yet, but we are going to make it. So here I have this storage database. If you don't know how to make a database, please write it down in the comment and I will make a tutorial video on it. But for now I just want to make everything quicker, so you will be able to download the SQL file from the description down below with the source code for this whole project as well. So I have this users table here. This is what we are going to need now. So let's just connect to the database. So basically I just defined everything. As you know, if you are using the localhost phpMyAdmin MySQL database, then the username will be root and there will be no password there. So in the string, I just made the connection string and I will just connect to it. So with this, I'm just basically checking if the backend could connect to the database. If it can, then there will be no problem. The whole connection will be saved in this connection variable, and if it cannot connect to the database, then it will die the page with the fail to connect message. Okay, so now I will make the backend registration. So basically what we are going to do is first we are going to include once the database.php so we can use the database. I will make two strings. I will trim the string that we get from the email input, and I will just make a quick check on it if it's valid or not. So if it's not valid, I will just return a message saying that no, this wasn't valid, and the message that please enter a valid email. This is needed because we have an error box and a success box here, and basically we are going to call it with JavaScript later. So after this, I get the things from the other inputs. I will just make a hash from the password with this default PHP function. After that, I will check if the email or the username is already existing or not. I will get the email and the username and save it in an array. I will make a quick SQL selection on it. It will check if there's an email or a username with that string. I will make a quick check if it could get the data from the database or not. After that, I will fetch with the fetch object everything and save it into this data variable, and I will check that if there is more than basically nothing in this data variable, then someone is already using that email or username, so you cannot register with that. After that, I will make a quick check on the message array. If it is setted already, then it's not good, because that means that we had some problem here or here with the valid email, or someone is already using that email, so we cannot register with that. But if it isn't set, then we can save the things into the database. So I will just save the things in arrays, and after that I will insert into the database everything, and after that I will send back a yes success message. After that we will just echo out the message variable and die this page out. So now that we have this, for this project I am going to use jQuery as well, so let's just get the jQuery CDN real quick. Basically you just come here to the releases.jQuery.com, you come here with the uncompressed jQuery core, and you just copy out this script and paste it here into the head, and now we are ready to use jQuery. So jQuery is basically a JavaScript library, so we are going to use JavaScript. So on the bottom of the body, let's quickly make a script tag, and in here we are going to declare two variables, the error box and the success box. For that, we are going to use the query selector, and with the EID here you can see that I added an ID for the error box and the success box, so we can save it in these variables. So I'm going to use the jQuery submit to send the content of the form, of this form, to our backend registration.php, so then it can do the work in the back. First I will check if the error box contains this translate.y.20 class. This basically makes the error box just fly out, because here you can see if I search for the error box, it's up here and if I delete this translate from it, it will just fly in. So when we send the content of the form, we just don't want that error box to be there, so we're just going to hide it. After that, I will use event.preventDefault. This just prevent the browser from reloading after you pressed registrate, and I will get the inputs value and save them in variables. After that, I will check if none of the variables are empty. This means that each input has been filled out. Post the content of the form to our registration.php backend. We can do it with this jQuery post method. It just serializes the content of the form, sends it to the private/registration.php file, and get the response that we echo out here. So after that, we parse the JSON that we got back from the backend, and we check if the success message is no. That means that somebody is already using that email or username, or the email is not valid. So we just going to print it out here. We are going to remove this class from the error box so it will fly in, and we just reset the value of the password input. And if the success message was yes, then it will just go to the login page, which we don't have yet, but we are going to make it. So basically this is it. We can test it, that right now we have nothing in the users table. So if I write here some email, some username and password and try to register, then it said that we are successfully registered, and we just don't have this login page yet. But now we can see that it has been saved into our database, and as you can see, this is the password hash that PHP did, so we couldn't steal password. If I come back here and refresh it, and I try to register another account with the same email, then we are going to get someone is already using that email or username, so we cannot register with that. So basically this is the whole registration process. If you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next part of this tutorial series. I see you there. Bye bye.